Caitlin Clark, all right? The Indiana Fever star was named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year earlier this week, and she took time to acknowledge that race played a role in her success this year. I had no problem with her being Time's Athlete of the Year. You see why I said that she should have been on Team USA? You see why I had to go off on the likes of Cheryl Swoops and others? I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has been built on them.
You hear Stephen A. Smith drop a bomb. Caitlin Clark's not just a rising star in the WNBA, she's a target. And this ugly truth he's exposing, it's not her physical fouls. It's the deeper resentment bubbling across the league and media. This isn't a gentle critique. This was a full-throttle wake-up call. We begin where the story exploded on June 17th. Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun, arguably the most intense WNBA showdown in years. Social media lit up as Caitlin Clark, the face of the league's resurgence, was poked in the eye by J.C. Sheldon. She shoved back. Then Marina Mabrey aggressively knocked her to the floor. The WNBA reporters called it a technical foul. The league later admitted the refs were wrong. But here's the point. Not once did officials protect Clark. And it didn't stop there. Sophie Cunningham, Clark's teammate, responded with a brutal foul on Sheldon, earning a flagrant 2 and ejection. Immediately, social media reacted. Fans said she's being bullied. Caitlin Clark needs protection. Even Clark's former coach, Lisa Bluter, demanded rule changes to shield her from these vicious plays. But Stephen A. stepped further. He didn't just see a victim, he saw a provocateur. She instigates resentment, he said. She clapped at people, threw elbows, and even in college, her actions drew retaliation. She walked into the WNBA already branded as a golden goose, and everyone knew how golden geese get treated. And yet, Clark didn't flinch. She owned it. "I deserve it," Smith quotes her acceptance. "It was my turn." And that is the ugly truth. Caitlin Clark's confident, assertive persona is feeding the hostility she's receiving. As Stephen A. argued, the backlash does not merely revolve around race or money. This is emotional provocation. Clark enters a league built by decades of black and queer athletes. She's white, straight, Midwestern. She looks and plays differently. That contrast cuts deep. So when she waves after a 3 or shoves back on defense, it's a spark. And people in the league are tired of sparks. They don't just want to outplay her. They want to knock that spirit out. It's old school basketball brutality. Bats versus bats. But this is the WNBA in 2025, and it's drawing new lines in respect, race, and recognition. But let's go deeper. This isn't only about what's happening on the court. The Caitlin Clark effect has shattered revenue models. One economic analysis says she's responsible for over 25% of the WNBA's total revenue, and her presence has doubled ticket sales and the online audience. The Indiana Fever's valuation soared to about $370 million, largely thanks to her fan pull. Still, on a rookie salary of under $80,000, that's less than inflation. No custom shoe deal, no equity in anything. Even officials are slow to eject or protect Clark. A star who's generating unimaginable value is still being treated like a rookie outsider. We shift back to Stephen A. His take stops being controversial and pivots. This is not due to her gender. It's not the tradition, it's the power and provocation. Caitlin Clark stirs things up, tilts the boat, and people in the league aren't rowing in her direction. Stephen A. wasn't done. He's pointing at the power players on the court and in the boardroom and broadcast booths. Caitlin Clark is not an ordinary player. She's a lightning rod, a disruptor. And that disruption is making everyone around her uncomfortable. The first ripple was Rachel Demita, a well-known sideline reporter for Ice Cube's Big Three League. She dared to praise Clark during a live Big Three broadcast, posting an Instagram story calling out those who doubted the hype. The league responded by firing her instantly. No warning, no room for nuance, just swift punishment because standing with Clark is apparently bigger than sports protocol. That's the power of Clark's influence and the cost that comes with it. Next, you have Lisa Bluter, Clark's college coach. She's demanded rule changes to protect Caitlin. Eye pokes and hard fouls shouldn't decide games. Stronger calls, more ejections are necessities, says Bluter, but they're being treated as radical ideas in a league built on tradition and toughness. Let's talk money. Caitlin earns $76,535 in base salary. That's it. Yet she's responsible for 26.5% of WNBA revenue, pushed Fever ownership valuations to about $370 million, and could soon deliver up to $1 billion in league impact. That's billions on her back, but she pockets nothing near that. Meanwhile, the WNBA's average player salary is just $120,000. It's staggering. Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, called the spike in interest a Magic Larry moment, but stopped short of naming Clark. That omission was calculated. When the league refuses to name its golden goose, it shows where its true allegiances lie. Comfort, not confrontation. There's also the social undercurrent, race and identity. Caitlin's whiteness and straight identity in a league dominated by black and queer players hasn't gone unnoticed. Some say it plays into her marketability. Asia Wilson confirmed it matters. Pat McAfee even dropped slurs, then backpedaled. The cultural friction is real. Some want her protected for her talent. Others want her silenced for her visibility. Then there's the officiating. The WNBA admitted poor refereeing in the pivotal Fever Sun game. Credit to coach Stephanie White, Brittany Griner, and Asia Wilson.
Stephen A. also mentioned the scandal of her coming-of-age narrative. She got the NCAA Big Ten's attention. She waved. She celebrated. She got a punch back. First from Angel Reese in college, now from the WNBA. The pattern is relentless. Raise your voice, raise the risk, and Clark, she owns it. She takes accountability. I deserve it. But she doesn't regret being vocal, making it harder for the league to pretend. Let's flip to the economic side again. Caitlin Clark's rookie season has made headlines. It has completely rewritten the WNBA's value proposition. Viewership has surged by a jaw-dropping 300%, drawing in new fans who never tuned in before. At Fever games, attendance has averaged around 17,000, surpassing even the NBA's Indiana Pacers in the same arena. That's historic. Fever jerseys have consistently topped merchandise sales, with Clark's name leading the charge. And it doesn't stop there. According to player influence rankings, the Indiana Fever's media presence has jumped by 105%, solidifying Clark as a media phenomenon in her own right. That's not her hype. That's transformation. But Clark's only reward? A $28 million Nike deal. Meanwhile, the league builds around her. But they won't call her contributions what they are. So, where does all this lead? Stephen A. laid it bare. The league's identity crisis. They are not protecting stars, but protecting themselves. Caitlin's performance sparked a bonfire. And now you see the smoke. Fights, fines, firings, and falterings. But you also see possibilities. Rule changes, spotlight shifts, cultural confrontations. This is the moment the WNBA will decide, evolve or implode. This frantic crossroad has no easy exit. Caitlin Clark represents change, discomfort, and value. And the egos are cracked. The race dynamics are raw. The officiating is exposed. The league is test-driven. Stephen A. sounded the alarm. Now the WNBA and media must respond. Because ignoring the ugly truth is the only real foul. One that can't be overturned, no matter how many fans chant her name.